We're going to open up an ST16s. This is for the H520 or for the H Plus or the H3. I'm going to start by removing the rubber handholds on the bottom of the controller because there are screws underneath those. Okay, the screw should be right at the edge. And there's another one down here in the corner. These are 2.5 millimeter hex screws. And there's one Phillips inside the battery compartment. And we'll put the slides in the center. And use the handle to lift carefully. And there's the back is off. We're going to be removing some components in here. I'm going to be removing one of the sticks, probably the main board, and I want to get to the RF module. So we're going to start the disassembly. I'm going to remove the motor, the fan rather. There's a connector right here. So we'll just pop the connector off. Looks like there's 3 screws. And those are special screws. They have a flange and they're long. Okay, that one's a short screw. That one's a short screw. And we'll see if we can take off the air housing, the cover off the air housing. These are very small screws, very tiny, easy to lose. Magnetic screwdriver helps. That one came loose. There's another one right here. There it goes. So those are the two tabs I was talking about. There's two on the other side, but they'll come right off. And then the motor will lift out. I'm going to mark the motor and the cover just to make sure I get the orientation back in. I'm going to remove the cooling plate. Looks like it's a heat sink. There are 4 screws, appears. There's thermal compound on the plate for heat transfer. Notice it's a paste, so we'll want to make sure that we don't contaminate that or ruin it. Otherwise we'll need to put new heat sink compound on there. We'll set the plate aside. And this appears to be the Wi-Fi board that we're going to be changing. There's a piece of tape holding it, holding the connector on. And that connector goes from the main board to the Wi-Fi. So we'll carefully remove that. Okay, that's off. Then we got the UFL connectors, and if we just put a tool under the coax and lift slightly, they should pop off. That one popped off. That one popped off. this one goes to an internal antenna, which is right here. So this connector that's right here goes to the center antenna, which is the 5.8 video signal. So this is the Wi-Fi board. Now we'll remove the Wi-Fi board. There's 3 Phillips screws. We'll take those out. And the board just lifts out. Now if you replace this Wi-Fi board, you will need to add the heat sink compound to that component just the way it is here, so that it doesn't burn out. The other communication module is right here. That should be the 2.4 gigahertz control module that goes to the 2 antennas go to the 2 stick antennas on the top of the controller.